Hi, welcome to the Creepy Villain MMA show. I am your host, Creepy Uncle Nick, and with me as always is Dylan the Villain. Alright, we're going to go over UFC 146, the heavyweights, which is the big fatty fat card, which has got Junior Dos Santos defending his UFC heavyweight championship belt for the first time. He's 14-1. And he's got wins over Cain Velasquez by knockout, Shane Carwin, Roy Nelson, and his one loss is to Joaquin Ferreira in 2007. He's going to be going against
Frank Mir, who's 60-5, a former UFC heavyweight champ and a former UFC interim champ. And he also has the most wins in UFC history in the heavyweight division and has the most submission wins in the heavyweight division in the UFC. And has wins over Big Nog, Roy Nelson, Mirko Cro Cop, Cheick Kongo, and Brock Lesnar, and it has losses to Shane Carwin and Brock Lesnar.
This is going to be a pretty good fight that I think Junior Dos Santos is going to win. His hands are fast, he hits hard, and Frank Mir, his hands aren't quite as fast. He's got decent stand-up, just they're not very quick. The last fight, Big Nog actually looked quite a bit quicker than him. And so I'm going to take Junior Dos Santos, but if it does go to the ground, I can see something bad happening. Frank Mir's ground game is pretty good.
Yeah, definitely. This is a good stylistic. You got the stand-up guy versus the ground specialist.
Sort of. He's not much of a wrestler. He's just a BJJ specialist.
I like this fight. I like Junior Dos Santos. His stand-up arguably is the best in the heavyweight division. And he's got the power. All heavyweights do. I like his stand-up. Mir's chin was a little questionable in his last fight against Big Nog, but like Creepy Uncle Nick said, if Mir can get this to the ground, Junior has to watch out for those dangerous submissions like the Kimura, armbar, and triangle.
Yeah, Frank Mir's broken more bones in the UFC than I think anybody as well. Yeah. But Frank Mir's wrestling's not so good. He's a big, strong guy, though, so we'll see. Next fight is at the heavyweight. Where in the heck am I? Holy crap. Right here. Cain Velasquez, which is 9-1, who is also the former UFC heavyweight champ. He's a former Division I All-American in 2005 and 2006. He's got wins over Brock Lesnar, Big Nog, and Ben Rothwell, and his one loss is to Junior Dos Santos. And he's going against
Antonio Bigfoot Silva, who's 16-3, former Elite XC and Cage Rage heavyweight champ, and has wins over Fedor Emelianenko, Mike Kyle, Andrei Arlovsky, and has losses to Daniel Cormier and Fabricio Verdum.
This is a pretty good fight. This is Antonio Bigfoot Silva's first fight in the UFC.
Yep.
He's got a lot of great experience. He beat Fedor Emelianenko, and that was supposedly a big deal. I think Cain Velasquez is going to win this one. I don't want to say walk all over him because Bigfoot Silva's pretty strong and he's got big reach. But Cain is quick. Cain's wrestling is outstanding, and his hands are fast and strong. He hits hard. He kicks good, and his cardio is unreal. Bigfoot Silva has had cardio issues in the past. So for that reason, I'm picking Cain Velasquez. I just wish it was a 5-round fight. The 3 rounds makes me a little nervous.
Yeah, this fight's pretty good. I like Cain Velasquez. I think he has to be number 2. He could possibly still be 1 at the heavyweights. His movement is the greatest in the heavyweights right now. He's got great kicks, like you said, and Bigfoot Silva, he's got big, heavy punches. But also, what I'll take in this fight is Cain's movement, because Bigfoot kind of, like his name, he's kind of flat,
dopey.
Yeah, and he's flat-footed, kind of throws the power shots. I'm going with Cain too.
I think Bigfoot's a little bit too dopey and a little too slow. Having said that, he would whoop my ass. But Cain Velasquez will beat him.
The heavyweights have the one-punch knockout power, so don't ever count anybody out.
Yep.
But I'm going with Cain.
I think Cain can be a champion again in the future too. I think he.
I like him. He's got the heart of a champ.
Yep. Next fight is Roy. Big Fatty Nelson, as you can see, getting a kick to the fat face by, what a huge foot that is. Holy cow. That thing is, yeah, it goes from his titty to past his head. He's 17-7. He's the former Tough winner, former IFC, or IFL heavyweight champ. He's got wins over Crow Cop, Stefan Struve, Brendan Schaub, and losses to Fabricio Verdum, Frank Mir, and Junior Dos Santos. And he's going to be going against John
Dave Pee Wee Herman, who's 21-3 and has wins over John Olav Animo, and has a loss in the UFC to Stefan Struve.
This is a tough fight. I like Dave Pee Wee Herman, and he's got good stand up, and he's fairly strong. I'm gonna go with Roy Nelson because of the ground game. Nelson's got heavy punches and everything like that, and he seems to be getting into better shape. He's on a serious losing skid where he's just been getting his ass kicked and taking it, you know.
Yeah.
But I don't think Dave Pee Wee Herman's gonna be able to stop him. Junior Dos Santos didn't, and Junior Dos Santos hits hard, man. Verdum kicked the living crap out of him, and still he didn't stop him. I think eventually Roy's going to get it to the ground and either tap him out or just grind out a submission. Get him in that crucifix and put his fat tits all over his face, and I think it's going to be done for Pee Wee. Yeah.
This fight's pretty interesting. Both of Herman's fights in the UFC, he's only had 2. Both fights, they're both standing the whole time, never hit the ground, so it's Roy's going to have to try to get this to the ground. He's got good stand-up, and he could just go pull a brawl and just stand it up the whole time. But if he can take it to the ground, he's definitely got a huge advantage. Black belt in jiu-jitsu. I'm going with Roy. I could see a stoppage or maybe a decision.
Yeah. Next fight is, forgive me for butchering this name, Stipe Miocic, or Miocic, or I don't know, Mycock. He's 8-0. He's a former NCAA Division I All-American with wins over Phil DeFries and Joey Beltran. And just for a little fun fact, 7 of his 8 wins are by KO or TKO. And he's going to be going against
Shane Del Rosario, who's 11-0, former WBC Muay Thai champ, and has wins over LeVar Johnson, and has finished all his fights. And just another fact, 8 of them are by TKO, and 3 of them are by submission.
This guy, Shane Del Rosario, I've heard about him for a while since the Strikeforce Challenge Series. I think he's going to win this one. He's very well-rounded. I haven't really got to see either that Stipe. I don't even know how to say his name.
Stipe.
Yeah, Stipe. What is that? Sounds freaking Mexican. Stipe. But I haven't really seen any of his fights yet, so Shane Del Rosario, I'm going with him. I'm not going to say submission because the other guy's a Division I wrestling, so I'm going to say by knockout.
Yeah, definitely. I remember his fight against Phil DeFries, and it was finished within a minute, but I remember Freeze catching him, so his chin's kind of questionable. Both of these guys are undefeated, so 1-0 must go. But I'm gonna go with Stipe, just because he's already had 2 fights in the UFC.
Stipe, huh?
Yeah, the UFC jitters might get to him for Shane Del Rosario, but never count on anybody in the heavyweights.
All right, we are gonna go with the next fight, which is my favorite fighter, Stefan Struve, who's 27-5. with wins over Dave Herman, Pat Dingleberry, Sean McCorkle, Christian Moorcraft. His losses are to Travis Brown, Roy Nelson, and Junior Dos Santos. 4 of his 5 losses have been by TKO or KO, but he's got 15 wins by submission and 6 wins by TKO. He's actually fairly well-rounded, to be completely honest with you, as much as I hate to admit it.
Yeah, he's like 6 foot...
7, I think is what he is, or something crazy like that.
Yeah.
And he's going against
LeVar Big Johnson, who's 17-5, and has wins over Pat Dingleberry and Joey Beltran. And he has losses to Sean Jordan and Shane Del Rosario and other organizations. And 4 of his 5 losses are by submission. And
15 of his 17 wins are by KO or TKO. So the guy has got some serious power.
Definitely.
Just not so good on the ground. And that's the Stefan Struve, this is what I'm worried about. I'm picking Struve, but Struve has been knocked out by Roy Nelson and Travis Brown. And I can very easily see LeVar Johnson knocking him out. He's got heavy hands, as he proved against Pat Barry.
Yeah.
But he's got to get in close to Stefan Struve. If Stefan Struve uses his reach at all and gets him to the ground, it's all but over. If Stefan Struve just uses his reach on the stand-up, he can pick him apart. Because there's such a huge reach difference on this one. So as long as Stefan Struve plays it smart, he should be able to win this one. So I'm going to go with it, but it's a nervous one.
Yeah, this is a toss-up. LeVar took this fight in 2 weeks.
Yeah, he just fought Pat Barry not that long ago.
Yeah, like the last box card, and that fight was awesome. LeVar really put it to Barry. I'm gonna go with LeVar on this one. I could see Stefan using his crafty submission skills with his long ass legs,
like he did with Pat Barry.
Yep, but I could see LeVar definitely having that one-punch knockout power, so I'm going to see this as a TKO in the first or second round. I could see this fight ending quick.
I kind of envision this going just like the Pat Barry fight against Stefan Struve, where Pat Barry's got definitely more power, and you know, but once he goes to the ground, he's out of his element. So is LeVar Johnson. Yeah,
LeVar's never been taken to the ground, so we haven't seen his ground game.
So news for the MMA world. Most people know this already, but Daniel Cormier won the Strikeforce Heavyweight Grand Prix. He was a late entry into it for, what the heck is the guy's name? Mr. Royd Overeem.
Yep.
When he went to UFC, Daniel Cormier came in and started kicking ass. And as soon as they said that he was coming in as a former Olympic wrestler, I knew he was gonna be a threat to probably win it. You can't have that high of wrestling but he did it with stand-up. That's the amazing part, is he outstruck him, and in fact he even knocked out the guy beforehand too. I can't remember his name. Karnov Palakarian.
Yeah, some weird name.
Yeah.
I like Daniel Cormier. He's always seeing Olympic wrestlers doing good is what I like, and I didn't want Josh Barnett, the old guy, to win it. I might as well have the young guy win it.
Actually, Daniel Cormier is kind of old.
Yeah.
He's like 37, I think.
I just like Daniel Cormier. He's got great wrestling. I heard both of them broke their hands, though, so they'll be out for like 180 days.
Both of them get the +1 fight, which is kind of weird. I'm kind of surprised that who's left in the U.S. or in the Strikeforce to even get that +1 fight. I don't know if Fedor's going to be coming in there, if he's even still with Strikeforce or not, or what. But I can't see any interesting fights at Strikeforce.
Basically, now the UFC has to find a way to get Daniel and Josh to fight in the UFC, which they can. There's some great stylistic matches.
Oh yeah, there's great fights, especially for Daniel Cormier. But the +1 fight's supposed to be in Strikeforce, and that's the one where I don't get it.
Like fights with like Cormier and Velasquez, that would be a great fight.
Yep. I think they're teammates.
Yeah, maybe. Yep.
Nick Diaz got his 1-year suspension for being a pothead, and he also bailed on the Jiu-Jitsu World Tournament, the charity event thing, his exhibition.
Yeah, against Burrell Estima.
Yeah, and he's just an all-around douchebag, but I love to watch him fight.
Yeah, I still like him. He's got that swag that he doesn't really give a crap. You know?
And he just comes to fight. I watched the BJ Penn fight again, and that was awesome.
Yeah.
Renan Barrero, I can't even think of how to say his, is filling in for Dominic Cruz against Uriah Faber. For the interim belt. I like that fight. I'm a huge Barrero fan, and I think he's going to be. Now, Uriah Faber's got great ground skills, and he's more well-rounded. But man, it's going to be a fun fight to watch. I really like that Renan Barrero.
It's going to be another fast-paced fight. The striker versus the crafty movement guy. I can't wait for that fight. It should be a good fight for the interim title, and then the winner will face Dominic Cruz once he gets back from his ACL surgery.
John Jones, is a drunk, and who likes to try to drive his Bentley.
And crash it into poles.
Yeah. this is a bad thing for him because he was always doing the, he wants to be a good person, which
a role model.
Yeah, and I don't think that it proves him to be a fake person like everybody just wants him to be. I think he's 23.
Yeah.
He's young and dumb and he does the stuff. He should have somebody looking out for him a little bit better. But I don't think it proves anything like he's a bad person or he's fake or he really. Yeah. People actually have to, I think he's still an all-around good person, just made a dumb decision.
Yeah, you always have mistakes in life, but now you're going to have guys like Jason Zerbach who's going to...
He's a faggot. All it is he's just jealous. Like, oh, that guy's fucking awesome, and he's trying to be good, so he's a naughty. That means he's fake. If you're trying to be good, you're fake. You're not keeping it real.
I still like John Jones. He's probably one of my favorite fighters, if not the favorite right now.
Yep. And that's about it for this episode of the Creepy Villain MMA show.
Great show.
Yeah. I can't think of anything that's coming up as far as big MMA news right now. I know they just announced Luke Rockhold versus Tim Kennedy, which I'm looking for.
The Strikeforce middleweight title.
I like Tim Kennedy.
I like Luke Rockhold.
Faggot. Cool. All right. See you next pay-per-view. Perhaps sooner. Who knows? We'll see if we can get this guy back here a little bit more often.
Yeah.
Come on, damn it.